Should we talk about the fact that, or can we please talk about the fact that no Southampton team since 1885 have gone on any spell of 25 games unbeaten in any competition, and if you can avoid defeat tomorrow, you will do that, and that's quite a slice of history to chuck into the CV, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I think I hope the players are able to do it for them, for themselves, for the staff, and for the supporters. It'll be an amazing achievement. But I will maintain what I said all the way along. It'll be a really brilliant, honestly, to have that long unbeaten at any level, especially when the club hasn't done it before ever, is incredible. But we need to make sure it really counts for something at the end of the season, and that will always be the goal for us until the season finishes. So, yeah, I hope they can do it. I would love them to do it for them because they've been immense, and that it's going to be a difficult game. There's going to be an expectation now at home because of however many games we've been there. The players have been so good. But I watched the Huddersfield team last week that are fighting and running and seemed invigorated by what they were doing. So John's obviously taken over in caretaker charge, knows the club, and seemed to really enjoy it last week, and the players seem to really enjoy it. So no game is easy, and we have to make sure that we are hungry and humble enough to keep doing what we've been doing. And if we do, hopefully we'll be able to achieve that record together, and it'll be another nice moment, and it will mean we keep enjoying the feeling that we have, because I want the players to keep feeling that. I want everyone to keep feeling that, the supporters, the staff, and the longer we can feel that together, the better it is for everyone.
The run, of course, is a consequence of the consistency the players have shown. You said the other night, we'll keep it going if the players decide to keep it going, like it's their choice. And so what are the elements that they need to keep doing to make sure it keeps going?
So our job is to bring the energy for the players and to give them enough information and enough motivation to keep doing what they're doing, to keep trying to improve, to keep learning, to keep growing. Their job is to stay hungry. It's to stay hungry and humble, honestly, and to stay brave. That's like we talk about. I was just speaking about expectation. People maybe turning up expecting something. It doesn't just happen. So my only expectation of the players is to run for each other, to work, and to be brave enough to play football the way we want to play. And if they maintain that, then I feel like they have so much belief, so much confidence, so much togetherness, so much spirit, that you become a really difficult team to play against, a really horrible team to play against. In the first half on Tuesday, we were too nice to play against. It's the first time it's happened in quite a while, so I hope it's a really brilliant learning, another lesson for us to learn as a group, that we have to maintain the mentality, and it's really, really important we stay in the energy that we're in. And if we do that, I really believe that players can achieve something really special. But we're only going to do that if we keep growing and keep doing what we're doing, and that is down to consistency. It's down to consistency of process, behaviour, work, but most importantly, courage and real intensity to run for each other.
And there is a nice humility about the group in regards that when you speak to them about doing well, the general reply is, it's not enough. It's not enough. And that hunger is separates winners and everyone else, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we all have a winner inside us because we're in this job for that reason, to win. But you have to balance that with humility, otherwise it's the wrong energy, it's the wrong place to be in. I think if you watch this team sometimes, and I've had it a few times this season, the way they play with sometimes so much courage and conviction in what they're doing, then some people will look at it and say, oh, maybe a bit arrogant, or I clap the players when they play out from a really tight position. I maybe clap that too much sometimes, but I feel that so much for the players, how difficult that is. And it's never arrogant if you're humble enough to understand you have a long way to go. I'm still frustrated we haven't got enough more points. I'm still frustrated we are fighting so hard to be in the top two. But we have to use that to keep driving us on and keep fueling us. And the minute any of us overstep or lack humility, we have a big problem. Myself included, the staff included, the players for sure on the pitch. But they're a brilliant group. And they work so hard in training for each other. It's our job to make sure they stay there. And whilst we have that, then it's a really brilliant and beautiful thing to have, and it's up to us to make sure that we always maintain that, really.
Everyone talks about the manager's great problem to have, picking the team, and as the weeks go on it seems to get tougher, but maybe the consistency makes it easier. you've had a cup game where you've got the replication you wanted from players coming in, keeping things going how you wanted, duplicating the work. So I guess the other players are getting closer to the team that's been the 11 more often than not in recent times. And you've got players coming back from injury, so great problem to have, but
yeah,
it's
I think
difficult,
so, yeah.
isn't it?
Like the bench tomorrow is so strong. We have Camaldine back as well in the squad now, which is a really brilliant thing for us. Completely different option to anyone else we have. But they are really pushing each other, and in such a good way. They're competing every day in training. The whole point of putting everyone through the work is so that they can go onto the pitch, and hopefully when you make 2 or 3 changes, 1 or 2, or 5 or 6 like the other night, the team doesn't look too different. And we had 2 young guys play at the start of the game the other night as well, who trained with us every day for the last 3 or 4 months. And I think it shows for them because they're involved in everything, and the team functions in a really pretty much the same way, which is like a beautiful thing for us as a coaching staff. And they should take a huge amount of credit for that, the players. So yeah, it's a really nice problem to have. It's our job to balance the squad. We have so many games. Everyone's going to get an opportunity. I've said it to you so many times. Everyone will be involved at some point, and they will. And games like the other night keep everyone ready and sharp, and then people really taking opportunities to push for themselves to be playing. So the guys in the team know they need to stay where they are. But we have a lot of games and they are going to be utilised, and the subs have had a huge impact for us this season, and they need to continue to do so.
Just a final question from me. You mentioned Camaldine back in the squad, that's great. Just wondering, whilst nobody ever wants, you never want anybody to be injured, will it have done him good to have seen what's happened while he's been out and how well the team have done? Are you hoping, or are you confident that will inspire him to be on board the Russell Martin juggernaut at the moment and actually see how good it can be?
Yeah, I think he's excited by the prospect of being back in the team. He's working so hard, he's training like an absolute beast because he knows that's what it's going to take. And the other guys are the same. Brooks has come in the building, all of a sudden everyone looks at it and thinks there's going to be some real competition. Joe Rothwell, Will Smallbones had probably his 3 or 4 best games for us since we've been here, and it's no coincidence that coincides with Joe walking in the building and Joe Aribo being away at the AFCON, having a brilliant tournament and hopefully coming back winning something for his country, which will be amazing. So yeah, they all know. They all know that they have to keep working and keep improving and keep doing what we're asking them to do to be in the team, and they do it amazingly well. So Camaldine may have to be a bit patient, but there may be a game that really suits him. There may be a moment in a game that we feel we really need him, and he just needs to be ready for that. And but we honestly, like, he came into the team at the very start of this run and did really well for us, and then unfortunately for us got injured, and then the players that have come in and taken their opportunity, and it's the same for him now. He's going to have to wait for an opportunity, and when he gets it, he knows he's going to have to take it, and it's a brilliant place for everyone to be in if you're going to be a team that wins.
Thank you. George, for 30. You mentioned Joe Aribo there. How proud are you of him to be able to get to the AFCON final?
Yeah, we all are. So we've all shared messages with Joe, and we've watched, and Big Paul as well. I was really pleased for him. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met in football. So yeah, I'm really pleased for Joe. Really, really pleased, and I hope they can go all the way. He's really enjoying himself. We miss him as a player and a guy. He was in such a good place when he left, and he'll come back hopefully having won that in an even better place. So we wish him all the best. I think it's great for the club. I really do. I think it's amazing to have a player representing us so well, not in just the way he is on the pitch, but the way he conducts himself off it as well. So yeah, we're all rooting for him. I know he's rooting for us as well. He's messaged after every game to say well done, and I know the boys are in constant contact with him. So yeah, I'm really pleased for him, and hopefully he can go on and win it.
That winning mentality he's going to take from that is only going to help, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. I think having won anything, any silverware in your career, especially going away with your country and winning something like that, would be incredible achievement. So you can imagine the boost that would give you as a football player and as a person. So, I mean, his energy is amazing anyway. Even when he wasn't in the team, he's infectious, great teammate, smiling all the time, so good for the young guys, and he'll come back even better, I'm sure.
Can I ask you about Shay Charles, because he started right back against Watford in the week. Is that a position we may see him in now? I know he's played little bits in there before, but with Mason Holgate leaving, can we maybe see him there a bit more often?
Yeah, I think Shay's really flexible. We wanted to have a look at him there because Carl needs a rest, and if Carl got injured, Breezy's not quite ready at the moment. He's back training now, which is brilliant. It's just about having options. So obviously, Jack can play. He did really well there for a couple of games. So yeah, I think the more the younger guys play on the pitch, the better. And if you can then play in a few positions and understand what that position takes and what you need from that position when you're playing. So if he's playing as the 6, what he needs from the right back, or what he needs to provide for the right back in terms of angle, opportunity, position, support, all that stuff. And I think it only helps their understanding of it. And we've analysed it in the same way we would if he played in his normal position. He's played 6, 8, centre half for us, right back. I think his versatility and his flexibility at his age will stand him in really, really good stead. And so I thought he was good. I thought he got better and better as the game went on, more aggressive. And in the second half, I really enjoyed his performance actually. So yeah, it was good for him.
There's been a bit of a shake-up in the academy over the last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Comings and goings, people changing roles. Andrew Sermon's one of the ones who's come in, played with you before. You had him at MK Dons. What's he going to add to that under 18 side?
What's he going to add? He's incredibly handsome and charismatic and a brilliant guy. So he's going to add experience, knowledge. He's been here, he grew up here, he came through here, he had an incredible career. He's played in the way that we play. He's played in it, so he's felt it. He's played for us. We met the chairman, Peter MK, when I signed him, he said, "You're just signing all your friends," because we signed Cammy Jerome and Richard Keogh. And in the end, he loved it because he earned money off Richard Keogh. Cammy, we ended up turning money down and he ended up leaving and going back to the Championship. But his favourite player, and he said to me at the time, he was begging me to try and persuade Sirs to stay, was Sirs, because he understood the role he played and how much better he made the young guys look. He's an incredible footballer, like a really amazing footballer. I loved him as a teammate, as did Gilly. Gilly was his teammate as well. And as a player for us, he was immense. So to have that understanding and the feel and the connection he'll have with the players, because he's been in their position, he's walked in their shoes, I think that's so important sometimes. And we have a really talented coach in Cal in the 18s. I really enjoy watching some of their stuff. But to have Sir's expertise and experience as a player to bounce off, I think will be great for him as well. So he'll help the coaches, he'll help the players, and it's just nice to have him around. He's just got a brilliant energy, Sir. He's always smiling, and we like him as a person. So when a job come up, I spoke to him straight away, and Andy said, would you have anyone in mind for you would think would be good for this? And me and Gilly chatted about it straight away and got in touch with Sirs, and thankfully he came through the interview process really, really well. So it wasn't a case you just give a job to someone. He's been doing a very good job down at Bournemouth for a couple of years now in a very similar role. So I'm really pleased that, one, he got offered the job, and two, he decided to take it. And I think he's going to be a really important addition for the academy. So I'm delighted for us as a club, and I'm delighted for him as a person as well.
Last one from me, the women got United in the FA Cup on Sunday. It's another big test for them, isn't it, against a top side when they're also going for promotion, so they can learn from that, can't they? Yeah,
I think so. We'll all be there, so I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoy speaking with Marianne about football, and I've really enjoyed the games that I've been to. They had a frustrating result and a disappointing result at the weekend, and they'll be really looking to bounce back from that after a really good result up at Sheffield the week before. So they'll be looking to bounce back and put in a good account of themselves. They were immense against Arsenal at St Mary's. Really unfortunate not to get anything out of that. And I hope it'll be a really good atmosphere. I think Man United will bring good following. I think we're going to have a lot of fans there as well. So I think it'll be a really good occasion. And I really just hope they can give as good account of themselves as they did against Arsenal. I'm sure they will. So I really like what they're building and what they're growing as well, and the spirit they've got. So hopefully, it'll be a good weekend for the club. For us on Saturday, and then followed up by them on Sunday. So fingers crossed.